today we're on episode number 5 of our $5,000 bankroll challenge, where my goal is to profit $5,000 within 125 hours of playing time. And I'm here for a home tournament. And the reason why I came to a home game tournament is because this has been my most profitable location since I started vlogging for my poker vlogs. And why wouldn't I come to the most profitable place? I've been making money since I started a $5,000 profit bankroll challenge. So it makes the most sense to come here as much as possible and try to build up this bankroll. And so far, over the last 4 sessions, I've profited a total of $443. We did take a massive $450 loss on the last vlog, so unfortunately we couldn't make that one, but we have cashed 3 out of the last 4 sessions, so we're actually doing pretty good, and hopefully we can cash here. The last few times I've came here, I've made a profit of anywhere between $400 and $1,200 depending on how many entries there are, how many rebuys and add-ons there are. So we'll see how it goes. This is going to be a $100 tournament, and I'm going to buy in with $150 total by the end of the tournament. So let's see how everything goes. This is going to be a $100 entry for me, and hopefully I don't have to rebuy, but I will if there's enough money in the pot. And there's also going to be a $50 add-on during the halftime. So we'll see how it goes, and I'll see you guys at the table. Let's jump right into the action. We're starting with 9 entries, so there's 9 players at this table. And we're going to jump to level 5 because there wasn't a lot of action in the first 4 levels for me. And the blinds are now 500, 1,000. I'm dealt ace queen offsuit, and under the gun +1 raises it to 3,000. Now, I want to get a better idea of his holding here, so I 3-bet it to 10,000 to see if he's got a good enough hand to call it. And that's exactly what happens. It's folded around to him. He makes the call, so we're heads up to a turn that brings out nothing for me. We completely miss. But luckily, my opponent checks, so I'm going to check it with him so I get to see a free card. And then the king of spade comes out. My opponent checks again. Now, with this opponent being in the +1 position and him calling my 3-bet of 10,000 when we're both not too deep here, I can expect he has a king in his range possibly, so I'm going to play the passive route here and see a free card. I don't want to get check raised. The 9 of spade comes out, giving me the queen high flush. My opponent checks again, and this time I lead with 15,000. And my opponent goes into the tank. He's showing me his cards, and he has ace king offsuit. As I expected, he had a king in his range, and that's exactly why I checked it on the turn. Thankfully I did, because I don't know if I would have called an all-in if he were to check raise me on the turn. So I lucked up on the river here and got a 9 of spade out and giving me the flush, and this opponent ends up folding, which is a very good fold on him. We take down a decent pot, and let's move on to the next hand. The very next hand, I get dealt king queen offsuit in the +2 position. I raise to 5,000, cutoff button and small blind all make the call. We're 4 ways to a flop. That brings me with top pair and almost top kicker, but there's also a flush draw out there as well. I want to charge any flush draws here, and if someone has a weak queen, they're going to have to pay to see the turn. So I lead with a half pot size bet of 10,000, and button is the only caller, but he only has 5,000 chips remaining in total. So I actually get 5,000 back, and we're heads up to a run out because this puts him all in. My opponent shows 9-5 of hearts for a flush draw. Now you can check out the original video to see how it all plays out and what happens. Button is all in for 5, everyone else folds.
Flush me up.
I got it.
9s and 2s, nope, no good.
Oh.
Wow.
Right on.
Starts, please.
Next up, we're dealt Queen 9 suited in the hijack position. Blinds are 1,000, 2,000, and under the gun limps it in. I raise it to 8,000, and small blind, big blind both make the call with under the gun folding. The flop comes out giving me top pair with a mediocre kicker. There's some flush draws and some straight draws out there, but it's check to me. So when it's check to me, I got a good feeling about my hand, and if someone's on a draw here, they're gonna have to pay for it. So I lead with 15,000, and they both make the fold, giving us another decent sized pot. Next up, I get dealt my favorite hand of all time, the ladies. Now, why is this my favorite hand? Because I would rather have 2 ladies than 1. I'm just joking. Or am I? Alright, anyways, hijack limps it in. I raise it to 25,000 on the button. Small blind shoves all in with 54,000 on top of my 25,000. I love to see that. Hijack goes into the tank. He said he wants to shove it all in with him, and he's debating on it. And I actually like to hear this because it's likely they have each other's outs. I have queens. If my other opponent doesn't have pockets, he likely has ace king, ace jack, something like that. And this opponent is likely to have one of those outs. So I am praying for a call, but he eventually makes the fold. And he said he had king jack. And I obviously make the call with only 54,000 to go. And then my opponent shows ace king suited. The hijack said he folded one of the kings, so I love to hear that. That's definitely going to help me here, and you guys can see the original video to see how it all plays out. Let's go to a run out.
No, I had king jack of hearts.
Give me a queen.
Oh baby,
Good flop.
good fold.
Good. Give me a queen. Make it easy.
Ace or king.
No, that's not I got it.
5, 6, 7, 8.
What?
Queens get it.
What is it?
Queens get it.
Oh, queens.
How much total did you have, you said? That's my 500. How much more did you say?
I had 55.
10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Yeah, I got you covered.
Who dealt that?
Great. He did. Who does the game work?
You got to do it again. You're big alone, right?
Now that I was able to knock out another opponent, we are down to 4 players. The blinds are now 8,000, 16,000, and my opponent in the cutoff shoves all in with 67,000. I'm dealt ace king offsuit, and I only got about 8 big blinds with 130,000, so I'm going to shove it all in as well. Let's try to take out another opponent and check out the original video to see how it all plays out. I'm all in too.
What you got?
We got ace king.
Fuck, I need a 9.
Put your hearts run out.
Give me a 9 one time.
I would be my eyebrows.
8 now. 8 or a queen.
No diamond. No fucking diamond.
Ace
Me.
king takes it.
Ace king.
Fucking welcome.
Damn, I
Ace
folded
king.
jack.
Damn you.
I know, bro. I got lucky.
Tyler dealt that.
Get away from me, bro.
Now 3-handed.
Got me big alone.
We're now down to 3 players. I'm in the big blind and the button folds, small blind limps it, and I decide to check it because I only got jack 6 of hearts. It's not a great hand, but would definitely got to check it here and see a flop. That brings me a flush. Let's fucking go. Then even better news, my opponent shoves all in with 164,000. And I don't think he's going to do this with a premium flush like ace high flush or king or queen high flush. Because if he hits something that good of a hand, he's definitely going to want to slow play it and try to reel me in. So I think he either has a lower flush than me, or maybe he's on a flush draw with a ace or king or something like that. So I'm obviously going to make the call with a flop flush here. And he shows us an ace of heart with a 4 of diamond. He is on a draw. I was correct. And of course, We are praying for no heart on this run out. You can check out the original video to see exactly how it all plays out because it's actually pretty funny.
Good, Bubby.
You're all in?
I'm all in.
I call.
Bro, my eyelashes are bad.
I need a heart. Give me a heart.
No heart.
Take it all.
Got lucky as fuck.
Straight. Danny went all in without flush. Nice. He got the ace high flush.
How much you got? Yeah, lucky as fuck.
Danny's like, I play cash, man.
Alright, after that hand, I took a massive loss of 164,000 chips, which leaves me with about 77,000 in chips remaining, and that gives me under 5 big blinds. And the blinds are freaking massive right now, and they're gonna go up soon. They're actually gonna double to 16,000, 32,000, which would leave me with only like 2.5 big blinds. So it's definitely not worth, playing this out, because at this point we're playing bingo, and it's the chips are going to shift to whoever can get lucky enough to get dealt a good hand. So with that being said, we all decided to chop it 3 ways. They both got 900 each, and I'm the short stack, so I unfortunately got $400 in total. I could have definitely had 900 or even more previously before I lost this big hand, but I guess you could say I got a little greedy and tried to, take out the other opponent. But I was so deep, and, I was just trying to make something happen. I took the risk, and it is what it is. Our total investment is a $100 entry fee with a $50 add-on, so it's a total of $150, giving me a net profit of $250 because I got $400 in total. So with about 3.5 hours of playing time, that gives me about $70 per hour profit, which is actually pretty good if you ask me.
How much did you say?
So overall, since I started this $5,000 bankroll challenge, we are in the profit $703. We have a total of 5 sessions played, and we cashed 4 of them. So we're actually doing pretty good. We cashed 4 out of 5. The only time I lost is when I played the 1-3 cash game at the casino, and that's pretty awesome if you ask me. We have a total duration of 22.5 hours, giving us a profit per hour of $31. Now, I will say we are kind of behind because I do have a $5,000 goal within 125 hours of playing time, which if you do the math, that's about $40 per hour where I should be at. And I only got $31 per hour, so playing at the casino did take a massive hit on me, and it hurt us. But we are in the green, and we're not far behind from our goal here. So if we can win another session or 2, we could definitely be in the green. So let's try to run it up, and let's see what happens in these next few episodes. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you on the next one.